one more topic before we start functions. One more topic. It's your text to columns. Now, many of the time, whatever data I have been provided, I might require to get that data or that single column. I might be required to split it into multiple columns. Okay. For example, say some part number value I'm being given. Part number will be generally like a, say for example, it's of this format, like first two characters is your country code. Next four, then you have a hyphen. Maybe something like this. What I'm talking is, I could have something like this. If a part number like this is provided to me, and they are asking me, and if I'm required to split this up, how will I do? Okay, that's what I'm going to show you, but it's different options given here, but never mind. But your this hyphen is the delimiter over here. Okay, wow. If you want, I'll show you this example also, but as of now, let me show you what is there in the screen. Once done, I'll show you this also. So now text to columns, you can have two ways of doing it, like splitting up the data. You can have two ways of treating it. One is you have, you have a delimiter or a separator. Okay, delimiter is a more technical word, and separator is kind of a like a layman language, a more colloquial one. So here I see that each of the full names or the names that have been provided, your first name and surname is being separated by a space. And we have seen it, hopefully I have told you. If I have not, let me tell you now. Space is being treated as a text character, like as a character in Excel, okay? So that is one there. So it's been separated by a space. Over here, if you see all the names, the first name, the surname has been separated by a and sign. And to the last one, it's the at the rate. So same kind of names only, the same names are being given, but only difference is in all the three chunks of data, all the three pieces of data, my separator is different. So how to deal with this? How am I supposed to split them up? Let me delete this first. Okay, let me just select the whole set of data that's been given to me for the data where I need the splitting up to be done. In data tab, we were in home tab, so I should come to data tab. In here, text to columns. So you can see there are two types over here. I'll discuss about both. I have got two sheets now. I'll discuss about both. But let's go ahead for the first one. So first one says choose the like original data type says choose the data means file type that best describes your data. Here it's your delimited characters such as commas or tabs separates each field. Tabs is generally used as a separator as in for new lines. Tabs is for new lines only. Okay, now in here, except this choosing either a delimited or fixed width, I don't need to do anything else. I am going ahead with the delimited, and only one thing I need to do is just click on next. This text to column, this area, this wizard, if you can see here on the top, there's actually of three steps. First step we are done. Second is delimiter here. First by default is tab. As I told you, tab is for new lines. So I want to keep that. Next one from the list here, it's your space, right? So I need to select space over here. And even in the previous step, if you see, I can see a small, preview of my selected data. I can see over here, but I cannot do anything. It's all grayed out here. I'll see the same thing over here, but then yes, it's kind of, I can, not a completely grayed out. I can see it, it's like you can see a white space. The moment I select the space over here, which is a separator or a delimiter, I see a small line that is called a break line. Break line is separating my first name and my surname. If I unselect your space, that original preview only will be, the original format only will be visible to me. The moment I just select my delimiter or separator, I can very well see it. And here by default, you are getting like only two words are there, like no middle names. So it just says here like treat consecutive delimiters as one. So as in here, by default, your middle name is not provided. So even though it is in a check option, it's not a big deal. If you have a middle name, at that time you're going to get some. Yeah. Okay. So I did select the delimiter over here, and I can see the break line coming up. Okay. Now if I go ahead for your next tab, you're able to hear me, right? I've just unmuted the mic.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good then. In here, column data format, I can put here a space, no big deal. I mean, sorry, text. I can select the text column data format as text, but general is also okay. We can very well go ahead for that. Don't worry about it. Um, Now, one thing you all need to do over here is your destination. If you want to okay, let me show you. That will speak out. Here, I'll just go ahead and I just removed what was there over here. A5, it was showing me A5. I removed it. I'll just click on an empty cell and I'll go ahead for finish. Okay. I did select your, I guess I've selected D6. So my single column values have now been split up into two. My first name in all the first names into one column and all the last names into the second column, or your surname or last name onto the second column. Now in here, if you see, I can opt for this like destination. I do select a particular one like another area. As in, if you all remember my our advanced filtering, we have two options over there. Either like filter the list in place or copy to another location. Do you all remember advanced filtering? Yes, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Ah, these two options. Do you remember the difference
Yes.
between the two?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
If yes, tell me what is the difference?
Copy to another sheet, ma'am.
Okay, sheet or
List in
another
place.
location.
Another
Okay,
location, another location, ma'am.
okay. What about the first one?
It will
In
just edit
place.
in the same place.
So basically, your source data and your resultant data both will be starting from the same cell reference.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
In
ma'am.
short, I might even lose out on my source data. So same thing I have done over here, same concept only. Now, what I did here was text two columns, delimited na. We did all of these options, right? If I had selected this as, if I have leave it this as A5 only, if I just keep it as A5, how it is going to do, just see it. Got it?
Yes.
Okay. But here, if I even keep like that in place concept also, if I want to like a destination, I don't change it. I keep it as like whatever was as A5, I retain it. It's, I don't think it's going to be a big problem, because ultimately I want to split that column into two parts. Am I right?
Yes.
So just give it a thought, which one is all okay, then go ahead. Maybe in that advanced filtering, okay, I might think that okay, the copy to another location is something you have to look on to. Not that filter the list in place. Maybe yes, I don't want to lose out on my input data or source data. But here, okay, my ultimate thing is that I want to split them up. But say suppose if I have want to still retain my original data, means go ahead for the new location. You all know how to do it. I've shown you. Okay, if I had to split this, text two columns, delimited all okay. Next, here it won't be space because it's not the space actually. And I'll just go for other. It's not a semicolon, it's not a comma, it's not a space. In other, I'll put it as just as hyphen. The moment I put that hyphen as my separator, I get to see the break lines. And I say next, all okay, J5. Where is this J5? J5, I'm going to retain the same place only. My source and destination. or the source, the input data and my result data, the output data, both of them are going to start from the same cell reference. I just say finish. Got it? You able to follow?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now come over here. Here is a separator is and, but same procedure. Just instead of space, it's going to be and. So delimited. I go for next. So here it's not a semicolon, not a comma, not a space. In place of other, it's a hyphen. Like I had done the splitting up of this CA hyphen. Na? So let me remove this and put a ampersand over here and just say next. Destination again, all depending how you want it. You want it at the same place or at a new place. Go ahead. As of now, I'm keeping for the same place. You all know how to treat it. All good? Example? Able to follow what I'm doing?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
For the last one, text two columns, again delimited. Next, here it's not and, it's your at the rate. And A34, I'm fine with A34. I'll go for your finish. All good. Now, these are all your text values that I'm really separating or splitting it up. All good. But say suppose you're splitting up a date values. Do you all remember the conditional formatting exercise or assignment which I gave you? The first question or the first assignment, I mean, there were four questions. First one was to highlight the dates after some particular date was given. So highlight the values which were above or highlight the dates which were above that particular date, right? Some 6th of October 2018 was there. Now, many of them, they didn't find any issue while highlighting them, but few of them would have definitely, I have seen it, few of them have got some issues, like few dates were there in your DDMMYY, few of them were there in MMDDYY. Okay, that kind of a format was there. So I, even if you try for the ones I had shown that in our class also, how to treat it or how to bring all of the dates into the same date format, I have told you that was using your text two columns only. Just see to the exercise, whatever that video was there, whenever I had given that conditional formatting exercise I had given, I guess we have discussed conditional formatting in 2 days we have discussed. The second day only I would have given the exercise and just see it. The next day after checking the assignments, I have talked about it in the recording. It's very much there. Go ahead and see it. Okay? Because all the time I'm not going to get some pretty simple ones, right? I might get some here and there also. So that was one. Can I move on now? Any questions?